do. As we mentioned, the opposition tonight, Myers High School, and Mickey Gorham returned to the school in South Wilkes-Barre this year after retiring briefly for 2 years. Mickey finding things a little bit difficult through the first 3 quarters of the season as he sees his team with a mark of 2-5 overall, and in Division II they come into the ball game tonight with a mark of 2-2. The job for Nanticoke will be to stop Myers' big threat, and of course that's Solomon Ismail, the brother of the rocket and the missile, the youngest of the Ismail brothers, and Solomon is a senior now. He's 5'10", 165 pounds. In the top 10 in the conference in scoring. In fact, coming into the ball game tonight, he was rated or ranked 9th in the scoring department, tallying 42 points on the year. And rushing-wise, Solomon has chalked up 451 yards on the ground. He's a threat to break at the distance anytime he touches the ball. And of course, Palmarenka and Colhortz will be concerned about stopping Ismail tonight if they're going to have some success against these Mohawks. Myers itching for an upset. Offensively, we'll go with this unit. Number 66 will be the center, Keith Burrett. He's 6'1", 170-pound senior, the guards for the Mohawks. Number 52 is Tom Kerpovich, a 6', 190-pound senior, along with number 63, Bobby Anstedt, a 5'9", 175-pound seniors. The tackles offensively for the Mohawks, number 65 is Joe Kachuba, 5'11", 205-pound senior, along with number 77, Jason Majeros, 6'3", 205 pounds, Jason the junior. The tight end for the Mohawks, number 82 is Chris Edwards. He's 6'1", a 185-pound senior. And at split end, Mickey Gorham will use any one of a number of individuals, including Jeff Judge, a 5'11", 175-pound senior. Vince Azat, a 5'9", 160-pound senior. Or Jeremy Scott, a 6'3", 180-pound senior. In the Mohawk backfield, expecting to get the nod at quarterback will be either number 14, Fred Fabrini, a 5'8", 145-pound senior, or number 17, Rob Moore, the transfer student. Rob, a big youngster, 6'6", 207 pounds, and he's a junior. Ismail will be at the tailback slot. The other running backs will include number 22, Mike Tucker, a 6', 175-pound junior, along with number 44, Mike Toney, 5'9", 155-pound senior, and also look for Rob Wadlach, number 33, to get in there frequently. Rob is a junior, 5'11", 185 pounds. We'll be back with the starters. Well, back here at Nanticoke Stadium, we're waiting the kickoff to start the ball game. The captains have been out in the field, and now for the play-by-play action, Mike Kay. Michael?
Thank you, Bill. The officials for tonight will be Earl Harris. He'll be the referee, the umpire, Ray Schreider. The head linesman will be Joe Kyle, the line judge, Sean Moran, and the back judge will be Jay Rowan. Field's in pretty good shape after the rain we had yesterday, and we should be ready for some good high school football here on WBAX.
Well, it's hard to believe, Michael, but after tonight and tomorrow, we have 3 weekends remaining in scholastic football.
Isn't that something?
Season will wind up the weekend of November 9th and 10th, and it's just hard to believe, of course, you have that early start now because of the playoff system. And right now, both these teams have 3 games to complete their season. And, of course, Nanticoke area, you look at the stands tonight, they have jammed the stadium here. This is the first time we've been down in Nanticoke in quite a while, where the Nanticoke side has been just about filled to capacity. And of course, 2 things have drawn the fans here tonight. Number 1, of course, is the homecoming festivities, but additionally, the Trojans bring that 4-2 mark into the ball game tonight, including 4 consecutive victories, and last week that impressive defeat of Crestwood High School.
Myers will receive. Ismail is deep, number 7, along with Tucker and Mike Toney. Teixeiras has it teed up at his own 40-yard line, and we're ready for high school football here on WBAX. A nice chilly night here in October. Teixeiras gets his foot in a low kick. They do not want to kick to Ismail. It'll be picked up by one of the up backs. He brings it up across the 40 out to the 44-yard line, and that is Mike Toney. And he is a running back, so he knows what to do with the football when he gets a hold of it. And the Mohawks some decent field position out to their own 41-yard line, first down and 10.
Tony brings that ball back 16 yards, Mike, and you're right, a good start for Myers.
Mickey Gorm and the Myers Mohawks break the huddle. And at quarterback is Ishmael. Straight handoff to Tony up the middle, up to the 44-yard line he goes. So, you know, they have either Fred Fabarini or Rob Moore, the quarterbacks, and we saw Mickey do this earlier in the season. He puts Ishmael there and handed it off that time, but sometimes he'll run from that quarterback spot. Gain of 2 on the carry. It'll be second down and 8. The ball at the Myers 44-yard line. High formation, strong right. Ishmael with it. And the give will go straight hand up the middle. And they get it to Rob Labatch. And he gets it inside the 50 down to the Nanticoke area, 49-yard line.
And Rob's going to be very close to that first down marker. Good power running right up the gut that time. Sean Haribnik finally came up from his right corner position to apply the stopper on the Mohawk running back. But right now, Myers third and short.
Third and a yard to go inside the 50 at the Trojan 49. That high formation, strong right again. And a fumble by Ishmael, a fight for the ball, and we'll wait to see who comes up with it. And it looks like the Mohawks, Ishmael will recover his own fumble, so it'll be a fourth down and a yard for the Mohawks, and we'll see what Mickey Gorham does. Early part of the ball game looks like he's going to boot it away. So the Mohawks will kick it away. Rob Koch will be deep along with Atherton. And Myers will be kicking from their own 39-yard line. The kick is an end-over-end kick going towards Koch. Koch slips, now regains his feet, but doesn't have time to pick the football up, and the Mohawks will down it at the 21-yard line. So now Nanticoke area will have the football for the first time here in the first quarter. First down and 10, they'll have it their own 21. Louisville, on the way coming to the game tonight, took that back road, the old Sansui Highway Road, and came through Hanover, and they were having a big parade tonight. They have a big game tomorrow with Crestwood, and they were celebrating tonight with a big bonfire, a big parade, and that game will be live at WBAX tomorrow night. That's a big one in Division II between Crestwood and the Hanover area Hawkeyes. Well, now Len Charnecki will go to work for Nanticoke area. The back split behind him, slot to the left side of the field, first and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Koch gets the call, and he goes maybe for about a yard out to the 22, and that's about it. Or Brian Krusek, rather, out to the 22, and that's about it.
Well, Myers will try to key on Brian if they possibly can. That time, Bird and Kachuba there defensively for the Mohawks. Short gain of 2 on the play, and it brings up second down and 8.
9:29 remaining in the first quarter. No score. The Mohawks took that opening kickoff, and they went 3 downs and had to boot it away. This will be second down and 9 from the 22 of Nanticoke area. Charnecki sets himself one running back, double slot to the left side, also a wing to the left side. Charnecki on the keeper right side on the option, but keeps the football and gets it out across the 25, out about the 26-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Phil Ostrowski, the left defensive end for the Mohawks, only a sophomore, but a big youngster, 6'3", 200 pounds already, did a great job in stringing that play out, and finally upends Charnecki after a short gain. So, for Nanticoke area on its first series, the Trojans look at third down and 4.
Trojans out of the huddle now. Third down, a long 4. As they come out in a pro set, backs in an I formation behind Charnecki. Haribnik in motion left, and the pitch will go to the left side off to Koch, and Koch across the 30 and out to the 31-yard line he goes. And he's going to be awfully close to that first down.
Koch caught out there on the near side of the field by the cornerback, Jeff Judge. But it's going to be close enough that the officials are going to take a look at this one, so we will have a measurement. Very, very close to the first down.
8 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, no score. And they'll bring the markers across the field. That was Rob Rodkoch who carried the football that time. Going to be awfully close. They might have it. They pick it out. They have it by the length of a football. So the Trojans keep their drive alive, first down and 10 at their own 31-yard line. So Charnecki, after talking to Paul Marank on the sidelines, gets back in the huddle, first and 10 from his own 31. Brings the Trojans out of the huddle. They come out in a T formation, everybody in tight. Myers with that four-man front as Charnecki sets himself and takes a snap, and right side is Krusak and gets it out to the 35-yard line.
Well, Tom Karpovich, one of the middle linebackers for the Mohawks, getting a hold of Krusak that time, and you can expect, Mike, that Nanticoke will use Krusak maybe 30 to 35 times running the ball tonight. He's their bread and butter man. The Trojans have an offensive attack that's geared to the run, and Krusak, of course, is the mainstay.
The officials will call in an official timeout to check the headgear on one of the Mohawks. And that is Jeff Judge that is fixing his helmet out there. 7:54 remaining here in the first quarter. There's no score. Nanticoke area with only one loss in Division II. And their overall record, if you had it there, was what?
Nanticoke 4-2 on the year, and in the division 4-1.
So they had a pretty good year. Under head coach Paul Maranka, his first year. Second down, 7. Ball at the 35. And the give will go to Koch. A big hole to the right side across the 40 and out to the 42-yard line. Rod Koch goes. And he's going to be awfully close to another Nanticoke area first down.
Koch,
he picked it up, Bill.
Yes, I think he got it by the hit on Koch, but not before the Trojans pick up their second consecutive first down on this drive. There's no score in the ballgame. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, opening period.
Charnecki now, 1st and 10 from his own 42, takes a snap. Krusak to call up the middle about a yard out to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line he goes. You know, you talk about Brian Krusak. Yeah, he's the guy that lugs the ball a lot, but watch Rod Koch. They give it to him, he can go too. Ball at the Trojan 44-yard line, second down and 8. Gain of 2 on the carry as Charnecki comes to the sidelines, gets a play from his head coach, and now back into the huddle. Some coaches send the plays in. Paul Maranka elects his quarterback to run to the sidelines and get the play himself. Slot to the right side, pro set, one running back. Charnecki with it, will hand to Krusak, and Krusak gets dumped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain as he got it back to the 44-yard line.
Well, Myers coming up strong that time, specifically Jeremy Scott leading a host of defenders. Krusak held for a little gain, though. Say he picked up about a yard. So right now, Trojans look at 3rd down and 8.
Trojans out of the huddles. Pro set slot right. And they put the running back, Krusak, behind the tackle to the left side. Charnecki will throw for the first time tonight. The rush is on. Charnecki sees some running room. Inside the 50 he goes, and is going to get nailed at the 48-yard line. But Charnecki picks up some good yardage. Going to be close to the first down, and Paul Maranka will have a big decision to make for himself right now.
Well, Karpovich finally caught up to Charnecki. Charnecki did the smart thing that time. Good defense by the Mohawks in the secondary. Charnecki saw an opening up the middle and turned it upfield, but I believe he's going to be shy of that first down marker by about a yard. They may take a look at it anyway. They will bring the chains across. And you're right, Mike, it's going to be an interesting call for Paul Maranka right here in the early going.
Well, you're not kidding. We'll see what he's going to do if he did not pick up the first down here, and they bring the markers out, and he might be shy about an inch. It's going to be close. Boy, that is so... No, they picked it up. Wow. Boy, by the nose of the football, they've got it.
Well, this drive of Nanticoke started back on their own 21-yard line, and now the Trojans have picked up 3 consecutive first downs into Mohawk territory. The ball resting at the Myers 47.
So Charnecki and company out of the huddle. I formation, everybody tight, split end to the left side. Fake pitch, looks to the left, going to fire it, has Atherton all alone downfield. This is going to be a touchdown. Boy, they faked the pitch to the right. Atherton delayed at the line of scrimmage, and he was all by himself at the 20 and got the pass and went in for the score, and it ended up as a 48-yard touchdown pass from Charnecki to Atherton. And the Trojans on the board, 6-0. And now they'll attempt the extra point. Kashadis will kick, and Len Charnecki will hold. Snap is there, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Nanticoke area takes a 7-0 lead, 5:51 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back after this. Nanticoke area in the lead, 7-0, 5:51 remaining in the first quarter. Cachedis has it teed up at the right hash mark. Ismail deep along with Tucker and Mike Toney. As Cachedis now will approach the ball, gets his foot into it, end-over-end kick going towards Tucker. Tucker has it at the 22, the 25, the 30, out to the 35, and stopped at about the 36, 37-yard line.
Well, you talk about being lulled to sleep. That's exactly what happened to Myers that time. Nanticoke tried 8 consecutive rushing plays, picked up 3 first downs, and then on first down, they called a bomb. Atherton had his man beat by 25 yards. It's a 45-yard scoring strike for the Trojans, and the extra point successful. They lead it 7-0.
Myers out of the huddle, first down and 10. Ismail, the quarterback, and the handoff will go to Labatch, and Labatch maybe a yard, and then maybe not. Looks like the Trojans were there to stop him defensively. No gain on the carry. Maybe about a half a yard at the most.
Chris Landmaster, one of the bigger youngsters for the Trojans up front, 225-pounder, came up to apply the stop on Labatch that time. So not much there at all, Mike. We have to agree with you. Second down and 10.
Myers out of the huddle. Ismail, the quarterback. They have a T formation, and Toney gets the call this time, and Toney out to the 39-yard line. And that's about all she wrote for Mike Toney there.
You know, somebody was asking me today about the Nanticoke defense, and you recall last week when they took on Crestwood. Crestwood was able to move the ball against Nanticoke in the first half, but then they made adjustments at halftime, and the Comets were completely shut down in the third and fourth periods.
You're right there. Well, they've got some experience on the sidelines here at Nanticoke area with Dan Estachio and Jim Fennell. And Paul Maranka, we know what he can do. T formation again, and the left side across the 40, the 45 for Myers. And in there was number 49, Jason Mitchell, who carried the ball that time and picked up some good yardage close to a Myers first down. Jason Mitchell, number 49. They're going to bring the markers out to measure on this one, too. That's how close it is. 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nanticoke area in the lead, 7-0. And Myers with the football, and they'll have about an inch to go for a first down as they have it across their own 45 at their own 46-yard line. Ismail in at quarterback will bring the Mohawks out of the huddle. Looks like they're going to go or maybe try to draw Nanticoke off. We'll wait and see. Fourth and about an inch to go for a first down for Myers at their own 46. And they're at the line of scrimmage. They have an I formation strong to the right side. Ismail with it, and the give will go. And I don't know, that's going to be close. The give went to Labatch, number 33, and I don't think he picked it up.
I don't think so, Mike. Dave Meadows was there to meet him defensively. Meadows, also a junior, a 225-pounder, 6'1" for Nanticoke area. And I think that Nanticoke may have held. They may take another look at this. It's awfully close, and
he might have picked it up. You know, it all depends sometimes where that spot goes, and I don't know, it's going to be close.
You're right, in the spot now, as we look at it, looks a little bit closer than we actually thought he had in terms of forward progress.
Well, they bring the markers across, and they did it. Shows by a length of the football, so it's going to be first down for Myers as head coach Mickey Gorham gambles here at his own 46-yard line, picks up a half a yard, and has a first down and 10 for Myers. Nanticoke area in the lead, 7-0 here in the first quarter, 4:08 remaining. Myers out of the huddle. Ismail, the quarterback, has the back split in an I formation. The pitch right side will go to Tucker, and Tucker doesn't gain any yardage. In fact, just about gets it back to his own 46-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage.
Oh, that was Atherton coming up from the left corner to make the stop. Beautiful tackle that time. Mike, you know, Mickey Gorham, you know, very innovative, and I can remember a time years ago in the 60s, he had a team that was struggling in the early going. They might have been like 1-4. Had a halfback by the name of Mike Pavlowski, and I'll touch on that point after this play.
Myers out of the huddle. Backs are split. Eye to the right side now. And Ismail will keep the football. Ismail being chased backwards. And boy, he's going to lose a lot of yards if he doesn't get rid of the ball. Fires it downfield. It's going to be picked off by the Trojans at the 45-yard line. And let's see who came up with that. Coming up with that was Mike Orsick, number 2, came up with the interception off Ismail, and Nanticoke area will have the football at the Mohawk 46-yard line.
Oh, that was a ball that Ismail should have just taken and sustained the loss. But continuing with that point with Mickey, all of a sudden decided to get the most out of his personnel. He changed from an I formation, went into a single wing. The next week they played an undefeated Wyoming Valley West team. Mike Pawlowski scored 4 touchdowns in that ball game. The Mohawks sprung the upset, and that's what Mickey has done this year. He's had problems at quarterback. Now he has Ismail there.
And Charnecki, first down and 10 from the Myers 46, and the pitch will go to Koch, and Koch stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry. That was Krusek, rather. No gain on the carry. Bring up a second down and 10 for Nanticoke area at the Myers 46-yard line. Nanticoke leads it by a score of 7-0. 2:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Trojans out of the huddle. Slot right, pro set, one running back. Back to passes Charnecki, looking for Atherton. Now pops it out to Krusek, and he goes nowhere. Good defense by number 49, and of course that for the Myers Mohawks.
Jason Miller, just got in there offensively. Was not a starter early in the year. Mickey Gorham working him into play now, both sides of the line of scrimmage, and he came up with a beautiful tackle that time. He's only a sophomore. It looks like he's going to be a good one.
That's going to be Jason Mitchell, Bill.
What did I say?
Miller. I
Sorry about that, Mitchell. You're right.
Third down 11, loss of a yard on the carry. I formation, Charnecki, play action, back to throw. The rush is on again. He has time. Fires one way downfield. Has Krusek in the open, and he can't get it. Overthrew him just a little bit. Inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Good coverage by Mike Toney, though, for the Myers Mohawks. He was right on top of Krusek that time.
Well, Charnecki proved one thing that time, Mike. He certainly could heave a ball a distance. That ball traveling a good 45 yards in the air. And the one thing from that range that he would overthrow his receiver, but that's exactly what happened.
That'll bring up a 4th down for Nanticoke area, and they will boot it away. Mike Toney and Ismail will go deep for Myers. 1:34 remaining here in the first quarter. Nanticoke area in the lead by a score of 7-0. DeShadis' kick is up, goes over the head of Toney and Ismail, takes a bounce. Mike Toney will follow it down to the, I don't know, they're going to down that thing at about the, oh, they said it went into the end zone. We'll wait and see. It is a touchback. Went into the end zone. They almost had a chance of downing that at about the 1-yard line, but it went into the end zone. They'll bring it out, and Myers will take over. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Nanticoke area leads it 7-0.
That ball almost died at the 1. Very, very close. The punt covered 45 yards. Nice boot.
Nanticoke area leads at 7-0 with 1:28 remaining here in the first quarter, and Myers now with the football. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line, as Ismail at quarterback has a T formation behind him. Ismail takes the snap. Ismail on the keeper, comes left side, it slips, and they're going to catch him at the 19-yard line. Maybe he got it back to the 20. We'll wait to see where the spot will be.
Well, I'll tell you, when Charnecki came up and applied the hit on Ismail that time, and there was a case where Charnecki could have really leveled Ismail, but he heard the whistle and he just let up. You know, a lot of times you won't see that, and someone will throw the other youngster to the turf. Feelings get a little strong, but that was a good defensive play by Charnecki, and also some pretty good sportsmanship and some good common sense, too.
And a loss of a yard on the carry will be second down and 11. The ball inside the 20 at the Myers 19-yard line. Chris Edwards comes wide to the right side. Everybody else in tight. And the handoff will go to Labatch up the middle across the 20 out to the 21. We might have another fumble here. There's a fight for the ball. And let's see, Nanticoke area has it. So the Mohawks fumble it away at their own 19-yard line. And I know Mickey Gorham doesn't like to see that at all. So now Charnecki and the Nanticoke area Trojans will have a first down and 10 at the Mohawk 19. They lead it right now 7-0 with 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Trojans out of the huddle, and they will now come out in a T formation. Charnecki, the quarterback, will set himself, takes the snap, Krusek the call, and Krusek maybe a yard to the 18, and that's it.
Well, not much more. Getting off the bottom of the pile that time, number 88 for the Mohawks. That's Edwards, I believe. So Krusek got back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more than that as the first period will come to the end here at the Nanticoke Stadium. And the Trojans out in front of the Mohawks, 7-0. We'll be back with second quarter action, but first this message.
For the best pizza.
Area Football Stadium, 7-0 the score. Trojans in the lead, and they'll have a second down and 10 from their own 19-yard line.
And you say they are the Trojans and not the Trojanettes, right?
Well, I remember the beginning of the season, we had them the first game. That's all they kept saying were the Trojanettes.
Wow.
I'm glad the football players didn't hear it. T formation, second down and 10 from the Myers 19-yard line. Trojans with the ball. Krusek on the fake to Krusek, keeper by Charnecki, and he gets it down to the 11-yard line. Fumbles the football. And let's see, they said he was down already, so the Trojans will keep it. And they have it at about the 11-yard line.
Well, that was a break for Nanticoke area because there were several Mohawks in that area to recover that ball. But it bounced the right way, so Nanticoke now third down and 5.
Trojans out of the huddle, 3rd and 5 from the 11-yard line of Myers. T formation. Charnecki on that long count takes a snap. Krusek to call up the middle, and Krusek down to the 10, breaks a tackle, and now they tackle him right at the 10-yard line. Boy, they talk about the Division I, Division II, and actually Division I, you could say that season is practically over by now, but you know, Division II, there's excitement, there's a lot of surprises that have taken place so far, and who knows, maybe more will take place. Crestwood over Dallas on Monday. A lot of folks didn't think that would happen. And a tough Hanover team defeated a tough Lake Lehman team in a tough ball game. And Division II kind of exciting. Nanticoke area still in it with only one loss in Division II.
Right, and that'll be the last home game for Hanover area, so you know, it could come right down to that ball game.
High formation. Wing to the left side, and the pitch will go out to Rod Koch. Koch has a block up front, cuts it back inside, touchdown! Rod Koch takes it in for the score. The Nanticoke area on the board again. They lead it now 13-0. And now big number 54, Kashadis, will attempt the extra point, and Len Charnecki will hold. Boy, I take a look at Dan DeStasio down on the field here. And I haven't seen him on this Nanticoke area field since he coached. And when he coached, he had those championship teams. And I'm sure he's helping out this year with Paul Marankas. Snap is there. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 14-0. Trojans lead it. We'll be back right after this.
Do you feel you're getting shuffled around or
plays? Touchdown being scored by Rod Koch from 10 yards out. Kashadis again split the uprights for the PAT. Nanticoke leads it 14-0, opening minutes of the second period. And you're right, Mike. You know, Krusek's the mainstay for Nanticoke, but Koch has displayed on a number of occasions this year that when he gets the chance to carry the ball, he can do something with it.
That's a shame, too, because Mickey Gorham took that gamble at his own 46 with 4th and about a half a yard to go. Picked up the first down, and on the second play after that, the Mohawks fumbled, and Nanticoke area scored. Kashadis kicking from the right hash mark. Ismail is deep. He'll dribble it down. They don't want him to run it back. And Mike Toney will pick it up at the 30. Toney comes left side, and they're going to catch him at the 31-yard line. And the Mohawks take over, first down and 10 at their own 31. 10 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in this first half. And the Nanticoke area Trojans lead at 14-0.
Nanticoke with good special teams play that time. Dudek gets credit for the tackle. Myers now will try to get on track offensively. So far, they've had some difficulty moving the ball. They've only picked up one first down.
Myers out of the huddle. In at quarterback now is Fred Fabarini. And Fabarini will hand it off to Toney across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. And he was tripped up, or else he had more running room in front of him.
Yeah, that was a pretty good hole that time. Rosina got a hand on Toney, upended him, but had he not done so, that would have gone for longer yardage. As it turns out, it's a pickup of about 3.5 or 4. We'll call it second down and 6.
Myers out of the huddle now. 2nd down and 6 from their own 35-yard line. Fabrini on the delay to Ismail, and Ismail trying to crack the right side, breaks a tackle, gets the corner, across the 40, the 45, inside the 50, and gets driven out of bounds at the Nanticoke area 46-yard line. I think that's where Mickey Gorman would like to have Ismail in the backfield so he can get that start and run the football more. At quarterback, it's kind of tough to do that, but now Myers picks up a 1st down. And they have it at the Nanticoke area 47. 9:32 remaining in the first half, and Nanticoke in the lead, 14-0. I formation. Fabrini gets it off to Tony. Up the middle he goes, inside the 40, inside the 35, drives his way inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. Mike Tony on a great run. They need him back there to run and open holes up front like that by Karpovich and Anstead, and we've got a flag, and the penalty will be against Nanticoke area, face mask, so that's going to be an added 15 yards, and Myers on the move right now.
Well, the Mohawks coming back like gangbusters after Nanticoke went up by 2 touchdowns here in the early part of the 2nd period. They quickly pick up 2 first downs, and of course the key was the switch, putting Fabrini in at quarterback and using Ismail back in the tail where, as you mentioned, Mike, he probably belongs, and of course this 15-yard penalty is going to be a big help also.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for Myers as they still are marking it off. And Myers will have the football at the Nanticoke area 15-yard line, 1st down and 10. You know, you stand on the sidelines, you have your game plan, you put Ismail in at quarterback, nothing happens, so you say, let's try this, and all of a sudden, bingo, 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 you're moving. Slot to the left side now, 1st and 10. And the give will go to Ismail up the middle inside the 19. He gets it to about the 11-yard line, or rather inside the 14 down to the 11-yard line.
Well, pickup of several. Dave Meadows there defensively for the Trojans that time, but you can just see now and sense how suddenly Myers has gotten some life, and right now they're knocking on the door.
Myers out of the huddle, slot to the right side of the field, the wide side, backs in an I formation behind Fabrini. Snap is there, the give up the middle goes to Labatch, and Labatch drives his way inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line. So the Mohawks have found an opening to the right defensive side of the Nanticoke area football team, and they're using it. Ismail checks back in the lineup for head coach Mickey Gorham with a play. 8:23 remaining here in the first half. Nanticoke area in the lead by a score of 14-0. Myers out of the huddle, pro set, backs in an I formation, everybody in tight. And Fabrini to Labatch. Labatch up the middle and down to the 5-yard line he goes. Maybe the 4. And they're going to be close to that 1st down. They had to get it to the 5. If you got it inside, he's going to have the 1st down. He does have it inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line, so it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Mohawks at the Nanticoke area 4-yard line. Fred Fabrini, 5'8", 135 senior, number 14. He started the season at quarterback. Then Rob Moore came in and played a little quarterback. Then they tried Ismail. Now they're back to Fabrini. Fabrini on the give to Mike Tony, and Tony down to about the 3-yard line, and that's about it.
Well, upended there by Jeremy Kashadas and friends. It's going to be a pickup of about a yard or so, maybe 2. So Myers trying to cash in here. If you just joined us, the Trojans have the early lead, 14-0. Myers threatening to get on the board at the moment. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining, 2nd quarter.
And they place the ball right at the Nanticoke area 2-yard line. 3rd down and goal to go from the 2. So Fabrini and company, they break the huddle in I formation. Slot to the right side. Fabrini takes the snap, and the give will go right side. Ismail tries a hurdle into the end zone. Touchdown! He leaped over everybody. That's his high jumping ability, and he just took the snap and leaped right into the end zone over all the defensive linemen and got into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Mohawks are on the board. We've got a ball game here, 14-6 right now. Myers will attempt the extra point. Looks like Tucker will attempt it. Or Bob Frail. Snap is there, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7, Nanticoke area leads at 7:08 remaining in the first half. We'll be back after this.
Come to where
Nanticoke scored its second touchdown. They go 75 yards. It took 8 plays, aided by a 15-yard penalty against Nanticoke area. The touchdown registered by Solomon Ismail on a 2-yard plunge. Frail boots the PAT, and Mohawks have cut into that Nanticoke lead and trail it at the moment 14-7.
Jason MEYERS will tee it up at his own 40-yard line. Atherton deep, along with Rod Koch and Harivnak for Nanticoke area. 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. High school football live at WBAX in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Mike Kay and Bill Dreamer. Low kick, and this will go to Atherton at the 25. He's at the 30, out to the 35. They'll stop him at the 36-yard line.
Well, Atherton brings that ball back 14 yards for Nanticoke area, but the Trojans do get some good field position. So now let's see where the momentum belongs. Nanticoke, of course, had things going pretty much their way through the first period and the early part of this second quarter, but then the Mohawks came roaring back, and right now they're going to see if they can stop Nanticoke offensively.
Trojans out of the huddle, first down and 10 from their own 36, I formation. Split end wide to the left side, everybody else inside. And on the delay up the middle, look, Rod Koch, and Koch out to the 41, and then finally brought down there. But a good run by Rod Koch that time.
Well, he won't get credit for the tackle, but it was Mike Tucker who tripped up Koch and held him to a short gain of about 4 on the play. Clock moving at Nanticoke Stadium, 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining before halftime. It's been a good ball game.
Ball at the Trojan 41. Second down and 6. I formation pro set. Charnecki checks out the defense. And on a delay again to Koch up the middle across the 45 inside the 50. And he gets it down to the MEYERS 46-yard line before he's finally tripped up.
In the open field by Jeremy Scott. And I'll tell you what, if Scott doesn't make that tackle, Koch runs all day.
Now comes Nanticoke area, first down and 10 from the MEYERS 46. I formation and now whistles before the snap of the ball. And they had to get the kicking tee off the field.
They were behind getting that tee off by only 3 plays.
They should have the guy who is it from the Houston Oilers or something runs on the field and gets the tee off.
Yeah.
And a fake pitch. Back to passes Charnecki. Fires one down to Harivnak. And it's incomplete at the 15-yard line. Passes on target. Harivnak turned the right time. It hit him. He could not hang on. Tough catch to make, though.
Well, that's the second time now that Nanticoke has gone to the ear lanes on a first down situation. And Harivnak, he just didn't quite look back for the ball quick enough back. I think that was the biggest problem. But he had beaten Scott deep. Goes as an incomplete pass, and now on the night, Charnecki officially 1 for 3, but that was a big one, a 48-yard bomb to Atherton.
Second down and 10, I formation for the Trojans, wing right. Harivnak on the wing to the right side, Charnecki with it. Pitch will go right side. They get to Koch again, and Koch drives his way down to about the 42-yard line. Then Tucker and company bring him out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Koch is having a pretty nice first half here. And right now, it looks like Paul Maranka and cohorts are trying to use Koch a little bit more than perhaps they normally have, as MEYERS trying to key on Krushik, I should say. But looks like there's going to be a penalty on that play, Mike, that just took place, and Nanticoke going to be victimized for clipping here.
That'll be 2 big penalties against the Trojans tonight. They had a 15-yarder in the first quarter, now a 15-yarder here. And that'll put the ball back at their own 44-yard line, where it's going to be second down. And about 21. 5:30 remaining in the first half. Nanticoke area leads at 14-7. And they have a second down and 21 right now from their own 44-yard line. Again, before the snap of the ball. And we'll see what's going to go on here. Usually this call is someone in the neutral zone before the snap. And we wait for the official to give a signal. Nope, I guess they just didn't have the chains lined up right or whatever. No penalty. Second down and 21 for the Trojans at their own 44. And on that delay again, the Koch, but this time the Mohawks are there. You know, you can go to the well a lot. They try to do it again, but the Mohawks are there to cover it up, and Koch loses about a yard back to his own 43-yard line.
And also, he had difficulty getting away from his blocker, Kashadis, that time. So now Myers has Nanticoke where they want him, 3rd and long. An obvious passing situation, but so far in the ball game, Paul Marenka has not called any obvious passing plays. This is the first time, really, that he's in terminal. An obvious passing situation. On other occasions, he has elected to run on 3rd and long, and he has thrown really when you would least expect it, that mainly on 1st down.
3rd down and 22. The ball at the Nanticoke area 43. They have a slot left, pro set. Krusek the only running back, and Charnecki back to throw. Pops it over the middle, incomplete, intended for their big tight end, Pete Jack. First time they threw to Pete tonight. He was in the open over the middle, but Charnecki led him a little bit too far.
Big rush led by Majeros that time, breathing down Charnecki's neck, and Red never had a chance to really set up. Overthrew his receiver, and now the Trojans will have to boot it away.
Mike Toney, number 44, and Ismail, number 7, deep for Myers. Kashadis will kick it from his own 30. 4:44 remaining here in the first half. Nanticoke area leads at 14-7. Snap is there, and Kashadis gets his foot into it, end-over-end kick. And let's see, now Toney will pick it up at the 35. He's across, rather at the 25. He's across the 30 and out to the 31-yard line he goes. Tough kid, Mike Toney. Likes to run the football, looks for the end zone at all times.
35-yard punt, Mike, and 3-yard return by the Mohawks. So good special teams play by Nanticoke once again. Myers has about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to see if they could possibly knot this ball game up before halftime.
Don't forget now, in the 3rd quarter, we'll be asking our sports trivia question. And tonight you'll be able to win yourself a free car wash from Penmart Car Wash, River Street and Plains. And I'll give you the phone numbers in a moment. 1st and 10 for Myers at their own 31. Straight handoff up the middle of Mike Toney. He drives his way across the 35. They just can't bring him down. And he drives himself out to about the 36, 37-yard line.
Myers really firing off the ball now offensively. Whatever happened after Nanticoke got that 2nd touchdown as a result of a Myers turnover, a fumble at their own 19-yard line, Myers has come out like gangbusters since. They scored 1 touchdown, and now touching the ball for the 2nd time after that turnover, trying to see if they can get another score on the board before halftime.
2nd down and 3 for the Mohawks. I formation, slot left, short side of the field. Fabrini hands the ball off to Ismail. Ismail across the 40, and Ismail drives his way out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. He's going to have the 1st down, I believe. Give you a chance right now for those phone numbers on our sports trivia question in the 3rd quarter. Jot them down. You can dial these numbers, 288-8445 or 693-1046. And in the 3rd quarter, we'll ask our sports trivia question. And if you're the correct caller with the right answer, you're going to win yourself a free car wash from Penmart Car Wash, River Street and Plains. We have a timeout on the field. Nanticoke leads at 14-7. We'll be back after this word.
If you live in the Wyoming Valley, chances are you've helped but see.
Fabrini on 1st and 10 hands it off to big number 33, Ron Labatch, and he goes nowhere as he's caught at the line of scrimmage, which is the 41-yard line.
By Bobby Vitale of Nanticoke, Mike, just got a hold of the Myers running back right around the waist, wouldn't let go, wrestled him to the turf for a loss of a yard. Mohawks 2nd at 11.
You're right there. They had it at the 42. Now it's back at the 41. 2:41 remaining in the first half, and Nanticoke leads at 14-7. 2nd and 11. Fabrini with it, and the handoff to the right side to Labatch again, and he's caught at the line of scrimmage.
Well, suddenly now Nanticoke coming up with back-to-back defensive plays. And Myers will be looking at 3rd and 11, so Nanticoke starting to stiffen here a little bit. Coming up on the tackle once again was Vitale, so in addition to that, we have a penalty now. Let's sort this out. The Mohawks are going to be guilty of holding. Nanticoke will accept the penalty, and Myers will be set back towards their own goal.
It'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Mohawks at their own 31-yard line as they break the huddle. Fred Fabrini, the quarterback, takes the snap to pitch right side to Ismail. Ismail trying to get the corner, has a little bit of it across the 35 and out to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line he goes.
Well, Mike, we've been involved in so many ball games this year where the flag was thrown so frequently that it's a pleasure to do one where we haven't seen that many penalties called. In fact, 3 have been assessed, 2 against Myers, or excuse me, 2 against Nanticoke, and just a moment ago, 1 against Myers.
Third down, 16 for the Mohawks at their own 36. They trail Nanticoke area 14-7. Fabrini with it. And the handoff to Tony. He goes nowhere. They're waiting for him. They catch him for a loss. Back at the 35-yard line. Clock is running. 1:44 remaining here in the first half. And Nanticoke area in the lead, 14-7.
I'll tell you what, someone from Myers better pick up Vitale because he made 3 tackles now in this particular series for the Trojans. And Nanticoke wants to talk things over, so we'll pause for this message.
Enjoy know that there's and restaurant.
The 1:44 remaining in the first half. Paul Maranka called a timeout to talk to his offense because the Mohawks will have to boot it away. Bobby Frail will kick it for Myers. And he'll be kicking from his own 21-yard line. 1:44 remaining in the first half. A high snap, but he gets the kick away. And Koch is back there at the 35. Comes to the left side, breaks 1 tackle, gets it out to the 40, crosses the 40 and out to the 45-yard line he goes. And that's where Nanticoke area will have a first down and 10 at their own 45 with 1:32 remaining in the first half.
Well, that punt by Myers covered 29 yards with an 8-yard return. And let's see now if Paul Maranka once again tries to surprise the Mohawks with that first down pass.
Len Charnecki, number 10, checks back in the lineup after talking to Paul Maranka. He is 6'1", 180, a good athlete, good baseball and good basketball player, and a good quarterback. Pro set, 1 running back, first and 10 from their own 44. Charnecki with it, fakes to the fullback, pops it over the middle to Atherton. Atherton fumbles the football, and let's see a recovery at the 40. And let's see if Myers or Nanticoke came up with it. And I don't know if they're going to, I don't know if he held that ball long enough, but Myers came up with the fumble, and they have it. For a while there, when Atherton caught that, he fumbled it so quick, I thought it might have been a designed play, and it might have been. To check with Paul Maranka after the ball game about that one. But anyway, the Mohawks come up with it. Oh, see, well, I was right. He didn't hold it long enough. Incompleted pass. I don't know what's happening now. Was there a penalty? It was an incompleted pass. I did not think he held on long enough. In fact, I thought it might have been a design play where he caught it, got hit, fumbled it, because he had a man from Nanticoke area right in front of him, fumble it to him, and he takes it down the field for the touchdown. That would be something that we'd see Mickey do, too. But incompleted pass, 2nd and 10, the ball back at the Trojan 44-yard line, and they hand it off up the middle to Krusak, and he gets it across the 45 out to the 49. 50 seconds remaining, or rather 44 seconds remaining here.
Well, I'll tell you what,
first half.
You called that, you were right on the money, but it certainly took the officials a long time to sort that thing out.
Clock is running, and we're down to 36 seconds remaining in the first half. Nanticoke area 14, Myers 7, good game. Backs are split, pro set. Charnecki now will take the snap, back to throw, pops it out to Harivnak, has Harivnak at the 45, and Harivnak inside the 45, and he'll get it down to about the 42-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for Nanticoke area. 22 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first half. Sports trivia question coming up in the third quarter. Here are the phone numbers again. 288-8445-693-1046. We have a timeout. We'll be back right after this.
If you're a homeowner and you're thinking of remodeling your kitchen...
Charnecki back to throw, and they're going to catch him at the Mohawk 46-yard line. He did not get a chance to get rid of it. And that was a 1st and 10 for Nanticoke area. They're going to let the clock run out, and that's going to be the end of the first half. We're down to about 4 seconds right now, so the Trojans will hang in the huddle and take a 14-7 lead into the locker room. That's the end of the first half. Nanticoke area leads at 14-7 over Myers. We'll be back right after these words.
Timmy, here, why don't you and Linda get us the paper?
Sure, Dad. Come on, Linda. Let's go.
Good morning.
Our penalty against...
We have to apologize. We've been saying Koch. We were saying Coke at the beginning of the season. Someone came up and said, you pronounce his name Koch. Talked to the coaches tonight. They said it's Coke, so it'll be Coke from here on in. Little dribbler downfield, picked up by one of the upbacks across the 40 out to the 45, and at midfield he fumbles the football. Fight for it. Looks like the Mohawks come up with it. We'll wait till they unpile.
Mike, that was Atherton on the return. He took a pop right at the midfield mark, but
Nanticoke got it.
Nanticoke was fortunate to cover, so they'll pick up about 4 extra yards as a result of that fumble. But that thing was up in the air for a moment, so to speak. Myers just couldn't capitalize.
And they have it inside the 50 at the Mohawk 46-yard line, first down and 10. We will be asking our sports trivia question coming up in this quarter, so you get your fingers ready to dial. Wing to the left side, I formation behind Charnecki. Ribnak in motion to the right, and the pitch will go to Koch, and boy, he's met back at the 49-yard line. What a hit. And Bill will tell you all about it.
Phil Ostrowski, Mike,
Wow.
the left defensive end. I'll tell you what, if you want to put one in the NFL game fields, a picture-perfect tackle, that was one. Ostrowski coming in with a big-time lick. Meanwhile, Keith Bird for Myers High School was down on the turf, and it looks like he may have twisted an ankle or something, but what a hit that time by Phil Ostrowski. And we mentioned about the number of underclassmen Mickey is playing. Ostrowski is one of those youngsters, only a sophomore, 6'3", 200 pounds. Well, while they sort out the injury to Bird, we'll pause for a message. We'll be right back.
For the best pizza around, it's Arnold's of Plymouth. Arnold's off
By a couple of his teammates, and hopefully he'll be okay and be able to get back in there for Mickey Gorham. But again, just to repeat, that hit by Ostrowski just a moment ago, picture perfect, fights off the block, takes the ball carrier on 1-on-1, pounds him to the turf, and it's a 2-yard loss for Nanticoke area.
Second down and 12, wing right, I formation. Charnecki, the quarterback, sets himself, checks out the defense, and the pitch will go to Koch, and Koch met at the 50 for another yard loss. Myers came out burning defensively, I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, Koch bounced off one tackler, and as he tried to change direction, he was hit and upended once again, so now losses on 2 consecutive running plays. Nanticoke area, which chose to go to the air lanes only 5 times in the first half, now in an obvious passing situation, 3rd and 13.
Ball at their own 49-yard line. They come out in a pro set. The backs are split this time behind Charnecki. Charnecki takes a snap back to throw. Rolls to the left side, finds some running room inside the 50. He goes, breaks a tackle inside the 45, inside the 40, and he gets it inside the 35, and down to about the 34-yard line goes Len Charnecki. And he's going to pick up a Nanticoke area first down.
Well, that's the second time that Charnecki has done that tonight, Mike. And again, good coverage in that Myers secondary. But Charnecki rambling over to the left flat, saw an opening, cut it back against the grain, wiggled a little bit, and picks up a vital first down for the Nanticoke area Trojans.
Ball inside the 35 at the 34, where it's going to be first and 10. Charnecki brings the Trojans out of the huddle, T formation. Everybody in tight. Charnecki takes a snap, and Krusak the call up the middle. Krusak inside the 35 and fights his way down to the 31-yard line.
Well, Krusak was carrying the ball a lot for Nanticoke in the early going here. As we mentioned, coming into the ball game tonight, he has well over 500 yards on the ground for Nanticoke area, the leading ball carrier. But in that second period, Mike, used basically as a decoy, as Nanticoke has elected to go to Koch more frequently.
They placed the ball at the Myers 31-yard line. And Trojans out of the huddle, T formation. Charnecki on the snap, and the give will go to Krusak. Fumbles the football, a fight for it, and it looks like Myers has it. Myers comes up with the fumble, and they will have a first down at their own 34-yard line.
Well, that's the third fumble for Nanticoke in the ball game. It's the first one that they lost, and a break for Myers High School there, as they were able to thwart any offensive effort now by the Trojans on the opening series of the second half, and they'll get a chance to see if they can do something in turn.
9:14 left here in the third quarter. Good ball game, 14-7. Nanticoke leads it. Straight handoff up the middle goes to Labatch, and Labatch across the 35 out to the 36-yard line he goes. We'll be asking our sports trivia question in this quarter. Here are the phone numbers again to dial: 288-8445 or 693-1046, and the prize will be a free car wash from Penmart Car Wash, River Street and Plains. Ball at the 36, 2nd and 9 for Myers. I formation. Fabrini gets it on off to the right side of Mike Tony across the 45, inside the 50, inside the 45, and they stop him at the 41-yard line. Mike Tony on a great run that time gets it down to the Nanticoke area, 41.
Well, 29-yard scamper by Tony that time.
First and 10. Myers quickly out of the huddle, slot left. Backs will be in that I formation behind Fabrini. And the give will go to Ismail. Ismail inside the 40 and fights his way down to the 36-yard line.
Ismail will have a pickup of about 5 on the play, Mike, as Mickey Gorham now has gone to a little misdirection now on consecutive carries. Tony almost broke at the distance just a moment ago. Now Ismail picks up decent yardage on first down. They'll say he gained 4 on the play. Defensively, Brian Krusik there for Nanticoke area, but Myers 2nd and 5.
Ball at the Nanticoke area 36. 14-7, Nanticoke area in the lead. Slot left for the Mohawks. Fabrini with it. And the give will go to Ismail again, or rather to Tony, breaks a tackle inside the 30, breaks another inside the 25. And Mike Tony all the way down to the 23-yard line, and another Myers first down.
Stopped finally by Harivnak, Mike, but Tony running with abandon now on this series for Myers High School as the Mohawks quickly register 2 first downs. And Tony just busting tackles galore, so to speak. Harivnak finally upended him for the Trojans.
Ball at the Nanticoke area 23-yard line. First down and 10 with 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And the Mohawks finding some openings of the defensive unit of Nanticoke area. Fabrini brings the Mohawks out of the huddle, slot left. Backs once again in the I formation. Labatt's the call up the middle, only a yard, down to the 22, and that's about it.
Once again, Bob Vitale, what a game he's had for Nanticoke tonight, playing outside linebacker in this 5-2 defense that Nanticoke employs. He's had about 5 or 6 solo hits.
Second down and 9. Ball at the Nanticoke area 22. Mohawks out of the huddle. Slot left. Fabrini takes a snap, and the give will go to Tony again. Tony left side inside the 20, inside the 15, and fights his way down to the 10-yard line. You're right. He is running with reckless abandon, and he has gained every time he's touched the ball either 9 to 10 to 12 yards. And the Mohawks pick up another first down at the Nanticoke area 11-yard line.
Now this drive started at the Myers 34 following the turnover, the fumble by Nanticoke area. And right now the Mohawks knocking on the door once again. The deepest penetration in the second half for either team.
Myers out of the huddle, I formation, slot to the wide side. Labatt's the call up the middle, has a hole inside the 10, and gets it down to about the 6-yard line.
Well, one of the Mohawks coming up hobbling there, Mike. Number 82 on your program, I believe.
Okay, we have an injury on the field right now. And while we have that, we're going to ask our sports trivia question. Here it is. Here's a little baseball question, since we have the World Series in progress tonight. And here's a baseball sports trivia question. Who was the first black to play Major League Baseball? Who was the first black to play Major League Baseball? Phone numbers to dial 288-8445 or 693-1046, and the prize will be a free car wash from Penmart Car Wash, River Street and Plains. And if you're the first caller with the right answer, you'll win that prize. Who was the first black to play Major League Baseball?
Well, that was Chris Edwards, Mike, who suddenly bounces back up. He was hobbling there for a moment. He'll have to go out for one play. He runs off looking pretty impressive there, so obviously not shaking up that badly. And we'll be back in there for the Mohawks shortly.
Ball at the 7-yard line, second down. And 8 yards to go for a first down. Or rather 7 yards. Tony with the ball down to the 5 he goes. So it's going to be second down. And about 3 yards to go for a first down. They have to get it to the 1-yard line for a first down, or 5 yards for the touchdown.
Dave Meadows applying the stop on Tony that time. Nanticoke now trying to dig in if they possibly can. Myers trying to get on the board and get within one and hopefully tie it up with the PAT.
Myers out of the huddle, third down. And the give will go to Mike Tony. Tony breaks a tackle, line of scrimmage, fights his way in the end zone. Touchdown. What a 5-yard run. That has to be the toughest 5-yard run I've seen in high school football in a heck of a long time. He is so determined to get to the end zone, and Myers in the end zone, and we have a 14-13 game right now. They're going to try to tie it up.
Mike, he took that ball. He was literally stood up right at the 5, busted that tackle, hit again at the 4, broke that one, and then just crashed through. What determination, what power.
Now Bobby Frail will attempt the extra point. He only takes one step to kick this thing. Snap is there. The kick is up, and our ball game is all tied up at 14-14. 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back right after this.
Do you feel you're getting shuffled around or lost, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't think we'd get a winner tonight because Bill and I looked at the question. We could not answer it. We had to look at the answer, but Tony Summit of Wilkes-Barre, I'll tell you what, you know your sports trivia. Who was the first black to play Major League Baseball? Moses Fleetwood Walker.
Yeah, of course.
And, he answered that correctly, and you deserve that car wash.
Everybody thinks it was Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
I would believe, Mike. Great response that time. Great question, great answer.
14-14 tie right here with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Majors will kick it off, gets his foot into it, and he'll go towards Koch at the 19. He's at the 20, the 25, out to the 30, breaks a tackle, out to the 35, and out to the 41, and then they stop him right there. And Nanticoke area will take over, first down and 10 at their own 41-yard line. I did not think anyone would answer that one tonight, and I'll tell you what, Tony Summit of Wilkes-Barre, he knows his sports trivia. We're going to have to stump Dreamer in the third quarter a little bit. I should have asked you that one.
You would have had me. Immediately, Jackie Robinson came to mind. Branch Rickey, I thought, was the guy that was, well, I know he was responsible for Robinson's entry into Major League Baseball, but I thought Jackie was the first one.
First down and 10 for the Trojans. They pitch it out to Koch. Koch across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line he goes.
Well, a lot riding now on this ball game for Nanticoke area. Momentum has swung to the Myers Mohawks after falling behind 14-0 early in the second quarter. Myers just a moment ago has knotted the score. 5:20 remaining, third period.
Second down and 6 for Nanticoke area. Charnecki with an I formation behind him. A Rivnak wing to the right side. And Krusek to call up the middle, a big hole inside the 50, and drives his way all the way down to the 46-yard line of Myers. Okay, here's one for you, Bill. Little baseball question since we have the series going. What New York Yankee accidentally hit and killed a seagull during a game?
Okay, Dave Winfield.
You're right, yes. Dave Winfield. I think I asked you that once before.
I hate to say it, but you did.
I did. Well, I didn't circle it. I did this time.
Okay.
Koch with the ball inside the 45 and down to the 41 of Myers, and the Trojans have a good drive going. I would have loved to, but not know if I would. I like seagulls. He actually hit the ball. It hit a seagull, and he killed it. Wow. We're down to 4:35 remaining here in the third quarter. This ball game is tied up at 14-14. Nanticoke area led it at one time 14-0, and the Mohawks fought back. Wing right, 2nd and 5 for the Mohawk 41. Koch the call and dives his way inside the 40, down to about the 38. He had to get it to the 39-yard line for a first down. I don't think he picked it up on this carry.
And you know, Mike, I could not have led on that was the first time you asked me that question this year. Our listeners are obviously so astute that someone would have picked this up on it and said, hey, you just asked Dreamer that a couple weeks ago.
I thought I did.
Okay.
About a yard and a half, maybe 2 to go. And Paul Maranka will make his decision right now, and he's going to go for it. They have it at the Myers 39-yard line. Trojans out of the huddle. Wing right, I formation in the backfield. Charnecki on the call, gives a Koch up the middle, has the first down and more as he carries it inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Koch is having his day tonight, his night tonight, I should say. Krusek has not carried the ball that much in this ball game tonight. It's been all Koch. And it's 1st and 10 for Nanticoke area inside the 30 at the 29. Wing right, I formation. Charnecki sets himself and takes a snap. And Krusek the call, and Krusek inside the 30 and the 29 down to about the 28-yard line.
And I was going to bet just a moment ago that on that vital fourth down call, Krusek would have gotten the ball, but he was used and led the play with a block. Koch picked up the big first down to keep this drive alive.
And the big guy Tucker made the stop on Koch. 2nd and 9, a gain of a yard. The ball at the Myers 28. 14-14 tie. 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. Keeper by Charnecki has a little running room to the outside and inside the 25. Gets it down to the 21-yard line, and he's going to be shy of that first down marker by about a yard or two. Clock is running, 2:30 remaining in the third quarter. And it's all tied up at 14-14. And let's see now, we have a timeout on the field. Myers wants to call a timeout. We'll pause for this commercial. We'll be right back.
Come to where you...
2 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. This ball game tied up at 14-14. And Nanticoke area will have a third down, a yard to go for a first down. They have it at the Mohawk 21. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have a dandy on WBAX. It'll be Crestwood taking on Hanover at Hanover. That's going to be a good ball game. I formation, wing right. Charnecki sets himself and takes a snap. Koch, the call, has the first down to the 15-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you right. You're right, Mike. Koch really rising to the occasion here tonight for Nanticoke area. Trojans now have come back on gangbusters on this series after Myers tied the score. This drive starting at the Mohawk 41-yard line.
Nanticoke area out of the huddle, first down and 10 from the 15 of Myers. Backs it an I wing, and the pitch goes right side off to Koch again, gets the corner, and gets it down close to the 10-yard line. He's wrestled down right there by Tucker again, number 22. Tucker's been all over the field for Mickey Gorham tonight. They actually placed that ball right at the 16-yard line, so it'll be second down and about 5, a gain of 5 on the carry. A minute 40 remaining in the third quarter. The ball game tied up at 14-14. I'm still amazed that Tony Summit answered our sports trivia question. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. I had to look at the answer myself tonight. It'll be second down and 5 for Nanticoke area at the 11-yard line of Myers. 14-14 time. The Trojans have a good drive going. Krusek to call up the middle, and they meet him. He gets it inside the 10, but only to about the 9, and that's about it.
Well, Krusek really stuffed that time. Not much running room there as Kachuba and Burrett stuffed the middle for Myers. So a short gain on the play now brings up third down for Nanticoke area, and they're trying to recapture that lead. They saw 14 points go by the boards here as Myers cashed in on a second quarter touchdown and then knotted the ball game in the third period here.
Third down and 4. The ball at the Myers 9-yard line. Wing right I formation. Koch gets the call. Tries to cut it back up, but the Mohawks are there. And who's there? Tucker, number 22, to catch Koch back at about the 11-yard line.
Well, Tucker plays linebacker on the left side for Myers in this 4-4 and just did a great job getting in on that play that time. Nanticoke ball carrier never having a chance to get on track. Good open field tackle there. Brings up a big fourth down call now for the Trojans.
Fourth down and 5. Charnecki has an I formation. Harivnak wing to the right side. And Charnecki takes a snap, and it'll be an end around to Harivnak. Harivnak trying to get the corner, and he's going to do it. Harivnak in for the touchdown. So Paul Murray had called the right play that time. Harivnak, who has not carried the ball all night long, he's the wingback, and came on the wingback reverse and takes it in the end zone for the score, and Nanticoke area now leads it by a score of 20-14 with 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Boy, last week we were complaining about the bugs and flies at Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium. Tonight we're waiting for the snow. The Shadis will attempt the extra point. Charnecki will hold. The snap is there. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Nanticoke area leads it 21-14, but we've got a lot of football left, and we'll be back right after this.
If you live in the Wyoming Valley, chances are you've seen her. In fact, you can't help but see her every time you drive over the Cross Valley Expressway in Luzerne or Wyoming Avenue in Kingston. She's there through rain and shine, day after day, year after year. And she represents a place that also has those same qualities, consistency and dependability. And that's Luzerne Plumbing Supply. And the lady who sits high above the Luzerne Plumbing Supply building in her bathtub is a reminder to all that Luzerne Plumbing Supply has the largest inventory on the west side. They carry all plumbing supplies and materials for contractors. And there's a large showroom and friendly, helpful service for the do-it-yourselfer, too. So remember, Luzerne Plumbing Supply, next time a plumbing project is in the works. They're at 800 Mercer Avenue in Kingston. And look for the Luzerne Plumbing Lady. Day or night, she'll be there, showing you the way to Luzerne Plumbing Supply in Kingston.
And if you can't stop by, just give me a wave. I'm the Luzerne Plumbing Supply Lady, and I'll be looking for you.
8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's 21-14. Nanticoke area just taking the lead. And now Cachedis will kick it from the right hash mark. Ismail deep. They have not kicked to him all night. They've dribbled it down the field, and let's see. No, they're going to kick it straight ahead. Ismail will take it at the 19. He's at the 20, the 25, out to the 30, and gets it out to the 31-yard line, and that's it. Well, with the weather we have tonight, all we need is some snow, some rain, a little mud on the field, and then we could call it football weather.
Well, it's definitely football weather, let me tell you.
And they say tomorrow the temperatures are going to get up there again. And we should have a good afternoon at Hanover area when the Hawkeyes, the undefeated Hawkeyes, will take on Crestwood, coming off a big win over Dallas. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Nanticoke area 21, Myers 14. We'll be back after this word.
Enjoy Patty's Sports Bar in Wilkes-Barre Mountaintop. Patty wants to let you know that their sports bar in Wilkes-Barre is now open every Sunday from 1 to 9. And you can enjoy wonderful dinners, then enjoy your pro football games on 4 big TV screens. Patty's Sports Bar in Wilkes-Barre and Mountaintop is a place to go. The food is great, the action is fast when you're at Patty's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Stop by either Patty's Sports Bar and catch all the latest sporting activities on TV while you enjoy a delicious meal or a drink with your friends.
Make it a great night out with a visit to Patty's Sports Bar and Stadium Restaurant, 65 West Hollenbach Avenue in Wilkes-Barre, also Route 309 in Mountaintop.
Fabrini takes a snap, fumbles the football, but Fabrini recovers his own fumble.
Well, that's a little character test for Nanticoke area, Mike. After leading 14-0, seeing Myers tied up, they go right down and go to distance. 59 yards, the touchdown. Sean Haribnak from 11 yards out.
Ball at the Myers 29, second and 11. They give off to Tony. Tony breaks a tackle across the 30 and gets it back out to the 31-yard line. He's a tough kid to bring down.
Well, Tony, again, running the misdirection play. Rod Koch came over and finally got him by the ankles. If Koch wasn't there on that misdirection, that goes for some pretty decent yardage. But as it turns out, Myers now looks at 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9 for the Mohawks at their own 31. And the give up the middle goes to Ismail, and he gets it out to the 35-yard line. What did you say they call him? We have the rocket and the missile, and Mrs. Who?
Mrs. is the launching pad.
Yeah, I know that, but you said we have a name for Solomon Ismail? Mohawks will have to boot it away. I guess we don't have a name for him. Mohawks will have to boot it away. They have to get a hold of the launching pad.
That Mr. Summit call.
Kick is up. Going to be a high kick, but a very short kick. Takes a bounce, and the Mohawks will down it right at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, 20-yard punt, Mike, and Nanticoke gets some great field position here. So right now, big series for both teams. Nanticoke obviously would love to take it and go the distance, stay on the ground, eat up some time, and go up by 2 touchdowns. Myers hoping to stop them quickly, get the ball back, and see if once again they can tie this ball game.
High school football live in WBAX in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I'm Mike Kay along with Bill Dreamer. 1st and 10 from the 50 for Nanticoke area. And Krusek the call up the middle inside the 45 and drives his way down to the Meyers 42-yard line. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be on the air at 12:45 of the pregame show. Kickoff at 1 for that big game between the undefeated Hanover area Hawkeyes, the only undefeated team I would think right now in the conference, and they'll take on Crestwood tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be a dandy. Wing to the left side, and the give will go to Koch up the middle, drives his way inside the 35, inside the 30, and they finally stop him at the 29-yard line. Tell you what, he's had a field day out here tonight.
Well, Mike, that ball came loose on Koch, but they said that he was already down. The ground cannot cause a fumble, so Nanticoke retains possession. And once again, it's Koch paving the way for the Trojans.
Ball inside the 30 at the 29-yard line, first down and 10. I formation, wing right, Harivnak in the wing to the right side. Movement at the line of scrimmage for Nanticoke area, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Well, to reiterate, not many flags thrown here tonight.
No way.
Fourth assessment in the ball game. Nanticoke sustaining 3 of them. But that came at an inopportune time. Trojans now first and 15. The ball at the 34-yard line of Myers High School.
Less than 9 minutes remaining in the ball game, 8:51. I formation, wing right, first and 15 for the Trojans. Koch the call up the middle and crashes his way down back to the 29-yard line.
Well, Koch will get back the 5 yards plus 1. So Nanticoke area now looks at second down and say that he didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage, so we'll call it second down and 10. Time now continues to run, 8 minutes 30 seconds remaining, and that obviously is going to be a factor for Myers High School.
Wing right once again, I formation. Charnecki with the snap, and the give goes to Krusek up the middle inside the 30, and down to the 26-yard line he goes.
Krusek upended by Jason Mitchell. And you mentioned Mitchell getting into the Mohawk lineup as of late. Wasn't there in the early going. Has played a little offense tonight too, but defensively he's done a pretty good job for Mickey Gorham.
Ball at the Mohawk 26. Third down and 7. Wing left this time. Charnecki checks out the defense. The pitch will go left side of Rod Koch, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, but gains about a yard. Inside about 2 yards, inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. He was nailed and kept on going, though.
Yeah, Myers gambled that time, Mike. They brought everybody up close, almost a 7-man defense up front for the Mohawks. The safeties and the corners up tight also. If Nanticoke had called past that time, the Mohawks would have been burned, but they called the right defensive signal. So right now, big play here for both teams.
They better get that play going or they're going to get a 5-yard penalty for too much time. 7:15 left here in the fourth quarter. 21-14, Nanticoke area leads it. Wing right, I formation. Charnecki takes the snap. The give will go to Krusek, comes left side and gets it down to the 20-yard line. But that was Rod Koch again. He got it down to the 20, and that's not going to be enough. So the Mohawks take over on downs. First down and 10. They have it at their own 20-yard line. They trail 21-14 with 7 minutes remaining in the game.
And, of course, a lot of time for Myers to get within 1 with a touchdown. And then I would imagine that Mickey Gorham undoubtedly would go for the win, try for 2. And don't forget, they have Ismail there who can break it anytime he touches it.
And he's in the slot to the left side, I formation. And Mike Tony the call, and Tony this time tries to find running room, can't do it, as they stop him right at the 20-yard line for no gain.
Well, that time Dave Meadows got a hold of Tony, and he just wasn't going to let go. He stopped those legs from churning just by sucking them in towards his own belly, and Tony went down right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain in the play. Second down and 10 for the Mohawks.
Clock running, 6:20 remaining in the ball game. And Nanticoke area in the lead by a touchdown. They lead it 21-14. I formation, slot left. Fabbrini with the ball, rolls left, going to keep the football. Looking for running room, gets it across the 25, across the 30, and gets it out to the 34-yard line. And that's going to be good for a Myers first down. The first time Fabbrini kept it on the quarterback keeper.
Well, Nanticoke, Mike, has just a tremendous job in front of them after the ball game tonight. Next week, they take on the high-flying Knights of Lake Weaven High School. We'll be doing that ball game. Then after that, they'll go interdivision against Wyoming area, and then on the season finale for the Trojans, they have to go to Hanover and play the Hawks.
And I believe that's a 10 o'clock ball game in the morning. And we'll have that one, too. First down and 10. Back to pass. Fabrini rolls right, fires it downfield, and completes it at the incomplete. They call it incomplete now at the 40-yard line. That intended for Ismail, and he could not hang on. The pass a little low. He tried to catch it and couldn't do it.
Fabrini, as he rolled to his right that time, just lost his footing momentarily, and he was kind of slipping when he released that ball. They tried to get Ismail out in the flat there one-on-one on a corner, and the ball just wasn't delivered. And of course, Ismail, the youngster that they'd like to see get it and perhaps break along with here to get the Mohawks within one.
Second down and 10. Fabrini now back to pass, fires it downfield, and it's incomplete. Oh, intercepted by Harivnak. He's inside the 40, down the sideline, inside the 20. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown! Harivnak on the interception gets the touchdown, and that's a pass that Fred Fabrini wishes he had back, because he was being tackled going down when he tossed it, intended for Chris Edwards over the head of him, and Harivnak came up with the interception and returned it 41 yards for the touchdown, and Nanticoke area now leads it 27-14. And I'm sure Mickey Gorham will talk to Fabrini about eating the football and taking the loss. Extra point try by Cachetis is good. Trojans now lead at 28-14. We'll be back after this.
If you're a homeowner and you're thinking of remodeling your kitchen or bath,
Visit Tile Distributors of America, Monday Street.
5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the game, and the Trojans take a 28-14 lead. Cachetis has it teed up, right hash mark. Gets his foot into it, going to dribble it down the field. And this will be picked up by one of the up backs again. Labatch, it looks like, gets it across the 40 to the 43-yard line. He goes.
Mike, what a great job, eye-to-hand coordination by Sean Harivnak that time. It was the old tip drill. This one just a little bit different. Usually you see maybe a down lineman tipping the ball to a linebacker, or a linebacker tipping it to a safety. That time Harivnak tipped the ball, but tipped it to himself, kept a good concentration on it, hauled it in, and with his back to the Myers goal, turned around and took it the distance.
Fabrini, now the pitch goes to Ismail, left side. Ismail across the 45 and out to the 46-yard line he goes. Well, that's all that basketball, too, that helps you handle that football so well. Football coaches love to get basketball players out for the football team because they handle the ball so well.
And Harivnak, a guard on that Trojan basketball team.
Ball at the 46-yard line, second down and 6. The give will go to Tucker, and Mike Tucker out to the 49-yard line.
Myers continues to go with that misdirection, but right now time is a factor. That interception and touchdown return by Harivnak may have sealed the fate for Myers here tonight. Myers has no choice, Mike. They're going to have to go to the airlines.
Third down and 5, throw set, and the give will go to Ismail, or rather to Mike Tony, and Tony inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line he goes. He ran so fast that time, I thought it was Ismail at first.
Boy, he really accelerated, no question about it. Reeled off about 15 yards in that play.
Mohawks not wasting any time. They're out of the huddle, first down and 10. They come out in a pro set I formation, and they have the ball at the Nanticoke area 35. Mike Tony, the call again, nowhere to go. He gets about a yard to the 34, and that's it. Clock shows 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the ball game.
Well, again, down by 2 touchdowns, Mickey Gorham just is going to have to go to the airlines. There's just, quite frankly, not enough time to do it on the ground.
Fabrini now with the snap, and the give will go to his fullback. He fumbles the football, and the Myers Mohawks recover it. They gave it to Tucker that time. He fumbled, and they recover it at the Trojan 35. Myers wants to talk things over. They want a timeout. Nanticoke area. Fabrini on the keeper, fumbles the football, but Myers will recover it at the Trojan 40-yard line.
Also a flag thrown on the play. We'll sort that out momentarily. But, brother, we have some big ball games coming up, Mike, that will be broadcasting. Of course, starting tomorrow, we have that game with undefeated Hanover area and once beaten in the division, Crestwood High School, and that game takes on different dimensions now as a result of Crestwood's stunning upset over Dallas earlier this week. Then next week on Friday night, we'll be back here. Coke will host Lake Lehman High School in what once again will be an important battle, and probably a battle of two teams with one loss in the division. One will be eliminated that night, and then the following day we'll be journeying out to Dallas High School, and Dallas will be hosting Hanover area. So a couple of dandies coming up starting tomorrow afternoon.
12:45 kickoff at 1 p.m. right here on AM 1240 WBAX. Mike Kay and Bill DeReamer, and it should be a nice afternoon. They had a big parade in Hanover tonight, and a big bonfire to get everybody psyched up for the football game tomorrow. Going to be a big one for the Hawkeyes. They are undefeated.
The distance undefeated will have a chance to qualify for the Division II state playoffs this year by virtue of those big interdivision victories over Pittston and Wyoming area. But in Hanover area, they tell me that town now is loaded with decorations, urging the Hawks to go on.
I went through that tonight. It certainly is. Head off, Charnicki will hold. Snap is there. Whistles at the snap. They came blown in on Cashadas that time. But we do have whistles on the snap, and we'll see what the call's going to be here.
One of the difficulties Myers has had this year has been the fourth period, Mike, when their youth has apparently showed up in terms of stamina. We saw where they really played Lake Lehman tough and actually threw a scare into the Knights, but then Lake Lehman took command of that ball game late in the third period and then eventually went on to win rather convincingly. And quite frankly, that's what's happened here in the second half tonight.
We had offsides against Myers, so Cashadas will try the extra point again. Snap is there, it's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And Nanticoke area now takes a 36-14 lead. We'll be back right after this.